5-minute trap. Five-minute trap. pandas, 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 pandas. Good morning, my pandas. I hope everyone's doing amazing. Welcome to my stream. We just finished a pre-market show and had a great time. I hope everyone's doing well here. And if you're just joining, make sure you guys fill out that poll. Let me know what kind of day you think it's gonna be. I'd love to know. And also, if you vote, let me know in the chat why you think it's gonna be that kind of day. And that helps out a lot, I think, for anyone who wants some good reasoning of why you think it is going to be the way you think it's going to be. Guess what today is, pandas? It's Whiskey Wednesday. Let's go, baby. Typically, Wednesdays are a little slower, and so we like to have the whiskey challenge up for you guys. Something that you guys can do kind of on the side. And it helps me out a lot if you guys participate. Scalping that like button is one of the best things you can do to help support this channel. And if you guys enjoy the content, please consider scalping that like button. Solo Congre, let me say good morning to a couple of my visitors here. Solo Congre says, what time you start from non-members? Around 9:15. Wayne Bignall, good morning. Ryan Ruzic, good morning. Day trading like a predator. Good morning, good morning. Andrew Gibson, good morning. Popom says, I challenge anyone to take a shot of whiskey every time Max says anyways. Kevin Mack, good morning from Louisville. Bill Jesso, good morning. Bernadette, good morning. Good morning, everyone. Angelo Olimpio, good morning. Hussein Namadi, good morning. Ryan Rizos asks, double margin still in effect? It's a good question. I'm guessing so, unless Ninja Trader emails us again. I'm assuming it's going to be double margins. Not sure. Speedy Boy, good morning. Kevin Mack, good morning from Kentucky. If you guys don't know, today is the whiskey challenge, and the goal is 300 likes. We blew past the 200 like goal. We blew past the 250 like goal. And so, pandas, what's next? 300 like goal. Let's go. Russell H says, Mac liked that trade that you didn't take yesterday. He liked that trade in congestion. He liked that trade. Strong, bold trend reversal. He liked that trade. Sometimes Mac he cracks me up. I don't. I understand what he's doing, and I completely understand why he does it the way he does. I get it. I completely get it. I understand. People give me a lot of smack about basically, all I'm doing here is, I'm just trying to sell an indicator or sell things. If that were the case, I would not be doing this live. I'll just say that right now. If I were just trying to sell something, I would not put myself in a place where I would make myself vulnerable and put myself in a place where essentially, it wouldn't make my product look bad. If I were just trying to sell something, I would do exactly what Mac is doing. Every single review is promotion for his content, I guess, or for his product. And so, but people, they hate on this channel because of that. But in my opinion, I'm just wondering, but they love Mac so much. I'm just like, you guys have no idea. You guys actually have no idea. But I'm Buy My Money, the only person who trades the two-legged pullback live for you, with you guys as a community. And we're reading price action every single day here, and I love to be part of this community. Let's go ahead and look at the pre-market. Look for some analysis here. Sorry, pre-market analysis. And we had a strong bear trend here, and we could say breakout trend to new low, and this reverses here with a strong bull bar or bull trend. And we have this bull trend now working, and I would say, you know, this is pretty definitive break of this bull trend here. It is one push down, but the fact that it made a moving average gap makes me feel like this is a pretty strong minor reversal. And here I actually would look for a reversal here. You know, we're not too far away from yesterday's lows. Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if we have a downtrend right now. If we have some sort of short setup that we can look for. But might have to. I mean, if you're aggressive, you can take a lower high. Actually, you know what? It didn't make a new high yet. So we had this break a trend. We're looking for a new high still. But we do have two legs up already, and this is the pre-market. We already have two legs up already here. So that could be in itself the test of this new high, right? It tests it with a two-legged pullback. Hard to say. I mean, when it comes to what kind of day it's going to be today, I mean, we already had this trap. We already had a failed two-legged pullback, ABC, fail, double failure, right, double failure. And now this is starting to make its own two-legged pullback. And if I were to see this on any other time frame, if this pokes above, I'm actually thinking it's going to have another push down. You know, making possible a H4 setup on the daily. And if an H4 setup happens, this could be a strong reversal here. It could be an actually very strong reversal here if we get a H4 setup. But in my opinion, reversing here, even though we do break above yesterday's high, we will trigger that second entry long, as you can see with this green diamond, right? This dark green. So the two-legged pullback indicator basically marks for us the next leg, right? Not only gives us all the previous legs, but tells us the upcoming leg, what kind of leg it's going to be. And we can see it's a second entry long because we have a two-legged pullback. A, B, C, two pushes down. And with two pushes down, the next reversal here, if we break the previous candle even by one tick, we will create that reversal, and that will be a second entry long on the daily. Now, we're beneath the 20 EMA. We are beneath this trend line. We're still looking for a new low. And so the question is, if this does trigger, how high will we go? Will this be a reversal? Will this straight up go like this and basically create some sort of double bottom here? Or if we look at the price action, we see multiple stems breaking up, and every single one of these stems are essentially failed breakouts. So if we do break above, are we just going to create another failed breakout and push below here, finally getting to that new low, creating a potential H4 setup here? It's a good question, and let's just say I wouldn't be willing to go long here, just simply because we're underneath the 20 EMA. And in a downtrend, I would have a hard time just going long here. If you take the risk to go long here, then you have to just trade that accordingly, and you know, have the appropriate risk reward ratio. You can have something like this where you're thinking we're gonna come all the way up here, and so if you're gonna buy like an option, let's say on a daily, you can trade this as an option and maybe get, you know, buy an option that you think, you know, is gonna come up here if you think this is some sort of double bottom. For me, I don't trade this setup typically, and so I don't just go long when we're underneath the 20 EMA like this. It's not a high probable setup because the risk reward is so good. Actually, you know, it's not a high probability setup. So it can go really it can go either way here. I mean, in my opinion, I think it's gonna go down because when I look at this daily, I mean, it just looks like an H pattern here, and we already had a double top. I'm thinking we're gonna push down below this, and I'm still looking for that new low. So even though we do poke above here, I'm not gonna think that's necessarily gonna be like a super bullish thing. But who knows, pandas? We're gonna let the price action tell us more and more as each bar develops. Market just opened, pandas. Let's go, baby. Let's get our bamboo. Solo Congress says, I just got home from work an hour ago. I should be going to sleep, but I want to watch and trade. Let's go, baby. Solo, let me know what like where you're from, like what country or what state. Turtle Toe says it's high of 70 today in Texas. That's buttery weather. Lance Gahan says, I've never heard Mac advertise his product on his YouTube channel. I'm sorry to say, every single video when he says Mac from Price Action Trading System.com, every time he says that, he's advertising his product. Evzen asks, Turtle Toes, want to trade temperatures? Let's get that bamboo today. It's getting a little choppy here, sitting on my paws. It's right at the open, so no setups for us here. Not looking to go long. It's just overlapping bars, multiple overlapping bars with big wicks. So big wicks above and below the candle bodies. That means market's confused. Push down. Maybe to the bottom of the trading range, marked by the trading range indicator here. We do have that 300 like goal, so make sure you guys scalp that like button. I do know. I have noticed. I mean, this is kind of obvious, but the more people who participate early on, there's a higher chance of reaching that goal later in the day. Nothing here right now. On the higher time frame potential, second entry long, higher low setup right off the 20 EMA. Actually looks very bullish. Actually looks very bullish, bouncing off the 20 EMA like this. It's the higher time frame here. That fails. We got 3 pushes up here. Bouncing right off the 20 EMA like this makes me think it's very bullish right now. I'm thinking we're going to try to break yesterday's high, which will trigger that second entry long. We may get a nice push up here, but hard to say. Still hard to say for me. Maybe looking for that new low or new high still. Trying to make that new high here. Free Paper Cut says, I made 20 Gmail accounts for this moment. I'm not sure what advantage that has for you, but... just sitting on my paws here, waiting for a good setup here, and I don't have one that I like necessarily. Break a trend, and I mean, this could be break a trend to new low. Looking for an uptrend now, looking for 2 legs up. It's a little choppy. The fact that we missed the bottom of this trading range by about 2 ticks makes me wonder, are we gonna break out here, right? Like, we should have came to the bottom here, but we failed to hit the bottom trading range. Strong push down now. Now we're coming to the bottom of the trading range, maybe another attempt. See, now this looks very bearish, right? Because you failed 3 times to break out here, and now we're reversing and breaking below the 20 MA on the 10K chart. So what looked very bullish now looks very bearish, and that's what happens in chop. Just watching this though. I mean, I have no setups. Regardless, you know, there's just no setups here that I liked. So just watching. Just waiting for this to play out. Make sure you guys scalp that like button. Let's get to that 300 like goal. Just watching. Right, top of the trading range to the bottom of the trading range. Are we gonna come back to the top of the trading range? Seems unlikely, but who knows? Who knows? It just always seems unlikely when you hit like one end of the trading range. You're thinking there's no way it's gonna get to the other side, and then next thing you know, you're on the other side. You know, strong bull bars in a row like this. You're thinking, okay, at least another push up. Doesn't even get that second push up. You gotta always look to the left of the chart whenever you're trading. When you look to the left, you realize, man, we have potential triple top here. I would do a failed breakdown to failed breakout back to a breakdown, and usually these breakdowns, when you have a double failed breakouts like this is probably more likely going to be successful here. We're probably get another push down. But I'm looking at the higher time frames as well, and we're just riding along this 20 MA right now. Super choppy right here on the 10K chart. Let's check the 5-minute chart. Anything to notice here? 5-minute chart is just trading range, and we hit the bottom, maybe come back to the top. Very hard to tell what's going to happen here, and Al Brooks would say, you know, for the first couple bars from the open, first 5 bars of the open, you can typically get a sense of the type of day you're going to have today. You know, if all 5 bars, the first 5 bars of the 5-minute chart are all like stacked, then most likely you probably will have a trading range type day today. We are coming to the bottom of the trading range, maybe come back to the top of the trading range. Just hard to tell really with this kind of price action. Kind of hard to tell, are we in an uptrend or downtrend? And when you're in this situation, you basically just sit on your paws. Don't have much to do here. Just watching this happen. 10K actually does trigger the second entry long here. Would I take this trap if it does trigger? Hard to say. I mean, you'd have to say it doesn't matter. No trap. That second entry long was successful. So like I said, like you find it hard to believe that when you hit one end of the trading range, you're like, there's no way we're gonna hit the other side of the trading range, and yet you do. And then you're like, okay, we're gonna go down. And then you realize, okay, it actually pushes all the way back up to the top of the trading range. So you have the trading range indicator just marking perfectly for us the trading range here. It's just absolutely confusing right now. Now we're at the top of the trading range. And now you're wondering, there's no way we're going to come back to the bottom. There's just absolutely no chance we come back to the bottom of this trading range. It's just not feasible. It's not possible. It's not going to happen. And next thing you know, you come back to the bottom of the trading range, as we're trying to do right here. But I can't trade that. That's an outside bar reversal. There's no chance I'm trading that. Terrible signal bar. I may have considered taking a good signal bar there, thinking we might come back here for a swing trade, but sitting on my paws. I would take a trap to the downside here. I'll take a trap. If we get a trap trade, I'll take it. We have 1, 2, 3, 4 failed breakouts so far. Should we go long here is the question. No, I mean, I don't go long at the top of trading ranges. That does look pretty nice. A very nice signal bar to push up here. We may get a trap trade here to the downside. It looks kind of bullish to me though. Okay, never mind. It does not look bullish anymore. Like I said, you're just wondering. That's an outside bar reversal. I'm not taking that. But like I said, like when you're at the top of this trading range, you're like, there's no way we're gonna come back to the bottom. And next thing you know, you're at the bottom. So we had this trading range indicator mark the trading range for us perfectly. You know, way over here it marked it, and continuing to give us a very accurate trading range here. Automatically, right? I'm not drawing these lines. These lines are drawn here for me using the trading range indicator. Though I see this trading range very clearly, I don't think I had a good setup yet to trade these. We had 2 outside bar reversals. I just don't trade outside bar reversals, and both of them, man. I like I said, I was thinking about taking a trap here, and it just didn't. Right, it made an outside bar reversal, so I didn't want to take that trade. Kenny Sue asks, "Hi, I'm new here. Do you trade live every day?" Yes, I do, every single day. Top of the trading range to the bottom of the trading range, and then now you're thinking, there's no way. There's absolutely no way we're going to come back to the top of the trading range. That's what everyone's thinking right now, right? That's what everyone's thinking. This is how the market chops you up. When you have a big bear bar like this ending on its low, you're like, okay, this is definitely going to break down. You gotta look to the left of the charts. So at this point, it's practically impossible to really know when this will break out or break down. It's 50-50, and so we're just going to let it play out here. We could take a chance to scalp out and try to go long here. We could do that. Would I do that? If I do that, I would have to trade probably smaller here. Probably trade 2 contracts. This is a second entry long, right? Actually, an H4 setup. A, B, actually. A, B, C. 2-legged pullback. Thinking back to the top of the trading range here. Quite potentially. I will not trade a breakout. I'll just say that right now. Even though you might think it's going to break out, I will not trade a breakout here. For me, I would like a little further push down. Actually, like this is a little too much in the middle of this trading range to go long, in my opinion. I would like it to be a little further down and try to trade a failed breakdown, but who knows? This could be the thing that triggers it and just zooms up to the top of the trading range. I like a little further push down so I can be on the bottom of this trading range, increasing my chances that we actually can get at least a scalp here. Okay, we got a little push down, further down, double bottom type looking situation. Micro triple top here. I'm gonna go long here. Yeah, I'll try to go long here. Let's try to take advantage of this trading range while it's still here. Strong push down. If it's like a strong bear bar, I'm not looking to go right. I need a decent signal bar. Signal bar is terrible, but we did make another push down. Trying to reverse this. It does pop up here. Terrible signal bar for me to go long, and I'm not looking to go long on a signal bar like that. I'm sorry, I'm just not trying to go long with a signal bar that looks like this. Even though we know we're in the bottom trading range, you know, this signal bar is not good enough for me. I would like some sort of little more bullish. I want more things stacked in my favor. And again, you're thinking, man, when we come back to the bottom, you're like, there's no way we're coming back to the top. Oh, just wait and see. Just wait and see. Charles Figuera asks, is there a reason why you don't trade outside bar reversals? Well, personal experience, it's too inconsistent. But if we're talking about price action wise, what are we seeing when we see, what happens in the outside bar reversal? Basically, you create a trading range. You're creating a small trading range within the, in a smaller time frame, and so the outside bar reversal could be a failed breakdown, breakout. And so this is what I'm saying. You're in the bottom of the trading range. There's like no way. There's no way to get back to the top. Guess where we are, pandas? Back to the top of the trading range. Do not mess with the trading range indicator. The trading range indicator is just that good, that accurate. This is unfortunate, it's not going to trade a signal bar like this, and it ends up hitting your target back to the top of the trading range. Very nice push up. And you're probably thinking, there's no way we're coming back to the bottom of this trading range. There's no way that's going to happen. And look at where it's like, it looks like it's going to about hit it in one bar, in one leg here. Absolutely incredible here. I'm just sitting on my paws. I have no trades here. We are getting a two-legged pullback here. A, B, C, potentially. Maybe back to the top of the trading range. Who knows? The higher time frames, look at the 5 minute. When the 5 minute looks like this, then you're thinking for the rest of the day it might just be choppy. When your first 5 bars, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 bars look like this, thinking maybe today's trading range will be, or today's market cycle will be a trading range type day. That means you don't trust breakouts. That means you look for reversals. That's what I would be looking for. I'm not looking for breakouts, right? I'm not looking for strong trends today. I'm looking for quick scalps. I'm looking for reversal trades, if we get good reversals, and that's it. A, B, C. Potentially two-legged pullback back to the top of this trading range. That could happen. We're waiting for that to happen if it does. So going back to Charles Figuera, why I don't trade outside bar reversals is because unless the context is very good, then I would consider trading outside bar reversal. But most of the time I skip them, because what happens in outside bar reversal is, think about the price action. Right here was an outside bar reversal. We had a big move up, big move down, big move back up, big move back down. And to me, right, with this outside bar reversal, what you're just saying is you're just retracing, right, the bar before it, creating basically a trading range. And so this trading range, what do we usually do for trading ranges? We fade the breakouts, fade the breakouts and breakdowns. And so I'm not inclined to take the outside bar reversal, because technically in a smaller time frame you just created a trading range. And so that's why I don't like trading outside bar reversals as my entry most of the time, unless I really like the context. Then I'm like, okay, it's worth the risk here, then I'll take it. But otherwise I pretty much skip it on that alone. We are getting a potential two-legged pullback. A, B, C. With a good signal bar, I may try to go long here. Just continue the trend, or continue what the market's been doing, which is just a trading range. We're breaking down now, and strong bear bar ending on its low, and this is happening at the bottom of the trading range. So we could potentially get a breakdown here, but it's very hard to say. It really is actually hard to say. And so here what we look for is a higher low type setup. I wouldn't go here on the second entry long. It's because you don't know if this is going to boop and trap and just get you. You just don't know that. especially with strong bear bars like this. Hard to fade breakdowns, breakouts just on the on the naked second entry. Sometimes what you want is a higher low second entry to feel more confident. Here, this looks like a pretty strong breakdown because we have multiple bear bars in a row. But in general, I'm just not going to trust any breakdowns today because of the price action that we've had in the last 20 minutes. Just very, very choppy. And so we could get a breakdown here, and I'll have to reassess the situation if we do. If we get like multiple legs down, then maybe, yeah, we're actually in a downtrend. But from what it looks like, it most likely will probably come back up into this trading range. Right, the market likes to have inertia, right? That's why, it's the same philosophy, right? The trend is your friend until the end, right? And so when we look at trading ranges, actually, it's the same idea, right? The market likes to do what it likes to do, right? Continue to do what it's doing. And so in a trading range, the market will continue just to trade in trading ranges until said otherwise. And so that until said otherwise is typically, right, a strong breakdown such as this. So this could be the thing that actually breaks us down here. I'm unsure. I'm just waiting. I don't have a setup, so I'm just watching this market go. If it goes without me, then it is what it is. It's just there's just no way for me to really think like we're gonna break down here now after 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, it's 10 touches on this trading range. I'm just you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 times we've tested this trading range. So I'm just no way to really know. And knowing that, just sit on my pause. Now we're watching, getting choppy here. Strong push down, and then now we're getting some chop. No setup here for us regardless. I'm not looking to trade here at all. Far away from the 20 EMA. Getting choppy here. Are we going to get a strong push down is a question, or are we going to come back into our trading range? The trading range is still valid. You can see that the trading range is still printing, right? It's still developing here, and every bar is still going on. That means we haven't broken out of this trading range, right? The magnetic force or the gravitational pull of this trading range is still here, still valid. It probably will break with this candle here. Yep, so that trading range is done now. But as you can see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 overlapping bars in a row. I'm just not making a trade here. 6 overlapping bars in a row. Sorry. The price action is terrible right now, and we gotta recognize when it's bad. It's just important to recognize when it's bad to trade is when it's good to trade. Let's just say that. Can you sue as with S&P 500? How often do you usually see ranging market during your trading session? I don't know. I'll say probably. It's a good question. Maybe a majority of the time. It really just depends. Sometimes there's long streaks of trading ranges. Sometimes there's like streaks of trends. But in general, most of the time the market is in a trading range. Most of the time. Strong push down. So now we're looking at the 5-minute chart. When the 5-minute chart looks like this, right? Bunch of chop and now big bear bar ending on its low. I need to see follow through on this bar. I'm gonna see if there's follow through on this bar. If there's follow through on this bar, then maybe we may have a bear trend day today. But like I said, I'm not gonna really trust trends today. I don't know if I can. But I'm gonna let every candle inform me. Big bear bar ending on its low. Very big bar. Big bear bar ending on its low on the 5-minute. 10K bear bars ending on their low. The 10K actually, I didn't even realize this, but the 10K actually has a big trading range here. And yeah, we might get to the bottom of the trading range. Who knows? No follow through on this strong bear bar ending on its low. No follow through yet. I'll need follow through to confirm this breakdown. Currently, it's not confirmed for me. You can have a strong push down, strong push right back up. Hard to say what's happening. We do have an L4 setup here. I'm trying to figure out what our trend line is here right now. It's a little difficult. I mean, typically I will just connect these two pivots and just say we have an overshoot right now. It's just no real good way for me to draw these trend lines that I would really can make sense of this movement here. Absolute no follow through on the big bear bar ending on its low, right? Bear bar ending on its low, no follow through. Hopefully you guys are doing well. Hey, we do have that whiskey challenge today. Make sure you guys scalp that like button. Let's get to 300 likes if we can get it. What am I looking for here, pandas? Maybe a trap trade to the long side. Right, maybe a trap trade back up. That's what I would like to trade here. But let's see if we get this set up. I'll get a fail second entry short here. I'll take a fail second entry short in this area to go back long. Right, basically because I'm seeing an overshoot, maybe overshoot to the other side. But I need a lot more things to develop here. I need a push up here. I need to break previous candle's high to create that second pullback. Right, that means we have two pullbacks now. And this could be a second entry short. I'm going to skip this second entry short here. I'm skipping this one. I'm actually going to take a trap trade if I can get it. And that's pretty much because today I'm just not thinking we're going to have strong trends, and so I'm looking for as many reversals. I'm looking for reversals whenever they're here, and I will trade them. Probably just scalp them, and then see if my runner can get any love. Potentially, we might get our setup here. Fail second entry short is what we're looking for. We're thinking that this is a fail breakdown. Might come back up here. Especially on the higher time frames. No follow through whatsoever on the strong bear bar. Spawn Productions, welcome, welcome. Andrew Gibson says, Al Brooks always says it looks most bullish at the top and most bearish at the bottom of trading ranges. No fail second entry short here. Actually just blasts through and gives a really quick scalp to the downside. So anyone who took that second entry short just was able to scalp out. I mean, in general, I would not be able to do that terrible signal bar. It is off the 20 EMA though. And we may look for a new low here. That could potentially happen. I'll consider this my trend line. Let's see what the market gives us. Just watching. Just watching. We may get that follow through actually at the end. We get some sort of weird price action here. Right, big spike down, right? Failed reversal, right? Failed reversal of this, pushing down again. So we actually made that new low now. And actually at the end there is follow through on this 5-minute candle, or 5-minute chart. Right, we have a doji bar, pause bar, and then actually follow through. So right, we'll come back to the bottom of the trading range on the 10,000 tick chart, and let's see if we come back to the top of the trading range on the 10,000 tick chart. Hard to say for me. I mean, break a trend to new low. I'm still not looking for a short setup here. believe it or not, I'm actually looking for a long setup of some sort. Failed second entry short still, but maybe my premise should change. I should maybe just be looking for short trades now. It's hard to say right now, but we do have break a trend to new low with a two-legged pullback. A, B, C. So second entry long. And if we break above the 20 MA, I probably look for some sort of trap trade here like this. But just have to wait and see. If we get a very strong push down here, I mean, just no setups whatsoever. That's a hard second entry short to take in my opinion. It is a two-legged pullback, but man oh man, I mean the terrible signal bar, and also just thinking, you know, we've been in a trading range for so long, maybe failed breakdown. All this congestion here. Hard to say. Now we're completely sideways again, right? Congestion, breakdown to congestion, breakdown to congestion. And every time we congest like this, you're kind of wondering, is it going to reverse or is it going to continue? It's just hard to say. We are continuing our downtrend, big push down. I mean, this 5-minute chart does have follow through now when we look at this. Actually ends up being a trap trade on a 10,000 tick chart. Missed that trap trade. Just sitting on my pause though. I have no setups whatsoever, so it doesn't matter for me. Just watching this go. Getting strong push down, basically retracing this entire bull move here that happened like late in the session, like after the regular trading hours. Just made a big push up here. We're basically retracing all of that. Alex C asks, how did you set up your hotkeys to allow you to enter a trade, then drag to the right price? So I have hotkeys that I can just boom, put, and then I move my target. That's way better than right clicking and then choosing which one you want to do. It's too much movement. I'd rather have everything through the UI, right? Through the graphical interface. So hotkey setups are all on my channel. If you just go to my channel, search Ninja Trader settings, I go over my hotkey setups. Just watching here. Jocko says 6. Oh, this might be my best day ever. Let's go, baby. Congratulations. By the way, if you're just joining, I'm Buy Money, and welcome to my channel. I'm glad that you guys can join us today. You might see in the thumbnail that we're doing 100% risk-free trading. How is that possible? Well, because we're trading with Apex funded traders. That means that if you can pass an evaluation with them, you get to be funded by them, and you risk 0% of your own capital. And so that's the nice thing about Apex. And to essentially pass the evaluation, you know, you have to pay a fee to do it. And I mean, don't get me wrong, the evaluations are a little difficult to pass, and the reason why they do so is because, right, they want to make evaluations hard. Because when they fund you, they don't want to lose actual money. They want to make sure you're actually a profitable trader, and so they put these rules and stipulations. And yeah, you know, all you have to do is pay the evaluation fee though, and then once you get it, you get this funded account. So we're trading $300,000 worth of funded money, and so what we're trying to do here is trade Apex. And so if you are interested in Apex and getting funded so you can trade risk-free, make sure you guys use that coupon. There's a BBM50 coupon bottom of your screen, and you gotta use it. 50% off. It's amazing. And that deal is is actually one of the best deals you can find online, I think. For what they give you, Apex I think is one of the best in terms of the product. We do have the reason why I drew this spike in channel, like this channel here, because of the spike in channel here, and I'm trying to see if we're going to make a trading range based off the bottom of this spike in channel here. Potentially could reverse big time here. I mean, in general, first break a trend to new low, and you're looking not to go short here, looking actually to go long here, but we're clearly beneath the 20 MA. But I'm looking for a long trade right now, pandas. I'm actually looking for a long trade. If this pushes down, then it's just hard for me to take this because I can tell that we have break a trend to new low, but this could be a strong downtrend. I mean, with all this choppiness here, I'm just not feeling that this is a super strong downtrend. I just, it doesn't seem that way from the price action, right? We have all this chop here, big, strong bear bars, I get it. But when you have all this chop here, the tendency is for the market to come back into this chop and continue to have failed breakouts, failed breakdowns. So this chop does not give me confidence here, but we do have a bunch of gaps that we need to fill. There's also a pin message if you guys are more, or if you're interested in scalps out immediately, but like I said, it's hard for me to take that. Right, multiple dojis in a row, and you're thinking you're coming back into this trading range. It's hard for me just blindly kind of go short here, especially with the break of trend to new low here, and we'll have to see. But we do scalp out, but might not get much more than that. We'll see. Sitting on my pause here. Also, we trade on this channel every single day, 9:15 for the mainstream, 9 o'clock for the members pre-market show, and we trade one single instrument here, the most liquid market in the world, the S&P 500 futures, ES, emini, whatever you want to call it. It's a Super Bowl of trading. We trade it every single day here. All right, now you're thinking just a straight up downtrend. We're not thinking reversals anymore. We're thinking that this consolidation is finally just breaking down, and we're gonna just have a strong downtrend day. Probably break this low here, but we shall see. And now we had these two-legged pullbacks in that actually end up being successful. We got this one here and this one here, and the entire time I'm thinking we're probably gonna reverse because it just looks so. We were just in this trading range for so long, but now. You got to think otherwise. Now you're thinking we got to find this downtrend, and I don't think I have a good channel here because we didn't come back to the top, but who knows. We make that lower high Pikachu trade here. And we trade only one single setup, the two-legged pullback. And so what we see here are these, what we're trying to find is this pattern here, two-legged pullbacks. We call them two leggies here. ABC pattern, whatever you want to call them, but basically it's just two pushes up or two pushes down, and the market likes to reverse on these spots here. In the right context, this is a high probability type scalping strategy. So that's what we're trying to do on this channel every single day. For more information about the setup, you can go to the description or playlist going over the details of that. And also, if you guys are interested in the two-legged pullback indicator, what you see here, all these numbers and squares, right? These are identifying for us all of the leg counts, all of the second entry longs and shorts, right? All the two-legged pullbacks, all the traps identifies for us automatically. We trade with it. I use it every single day in my trading. It's a tool that I won't trade without. And so, if you're interested in this and also the trading range indicators we saw beautifully marking the trading range for us earlier in the session, you can go to the official website at www.twoleggedpullback.com. All right, pandas. That's it for the intro. Let's get that bamboo. I mean, I've made 0 trades so far. I was just very confused in this entire place here. Strong push down. I was thinking possible reversal here. Instead of getting reversal, we get another push down. and now you're thinking breakout trend, and now you're looking for a reversal here, and now that one fails. And so what are you left with here? Who knows? I mean, I'm just thinking downtrend now, but it might be just too late in this downtrend to really participate. We do have a hidden second entry short here, as you can see, A, B, C. And so actually, if we break a previous candle's low, if we break this low here, we actually triggered a hidden second entry short here. And it does trigger with a nice signal bar, but kind of far away from any key entry point here. So sitting on our pause. I'm sitting on my pause here. I'm not taking a hidden second entry short. But just for your, just for your knowledge, right? Just for your information, that is a hidden second entry short right there. If you guys are wondering what hidden second entry shorts are. Kellyanne just joining us on stream. Thanks for streaming, Panda. You're welcome. Thanks for joining. The hidden second entry short does scalp out right there for you. And as Kellyanne says, always in short for now. Yep. I mean, we're in downtrend and people are just trying to short this market, right? You can see with the type of orders. I think after this bar, people are just buying, or just selling the closes here. Getting a push up now. Again, getting choppy. Again, hard for me to take the second entry short if it does trigger this low. Right? Far away from the key entry points. I don't have any key area here that I can really bounce off of. Strong bull bar. Not super strong, but it's a bull bar. Two-legged pullback here. And it's like, now if I participate, will I get burned? For me now, this has to be first break of trend here. Looking for that new low. With a decent signal bar, I cannot take that signal bar to go short. Simply cannot. And this is kind of why scalping is difficult, because you can only take what the market gives you, and the market doesn't want to give you any setup that you really like. Then there's nothing to take. You can only take what the market gives you. I would only trade here a failed second entry, a failed trap here, thinking we're making a new low. Right, if we break below here, it's hard for me to take that short. I'm thinking probably make another attempt up. Right, this is a pretty strong move up. So if it does break below here now off the 20 MA, right, the 20 MA now is pointing upwards. So now we have a kind of slight pullback. I'm thinking if this traps and this trap fails, I'll be more inclined to go short after a failed trap or a lower high second entry short. Just because we're so late in trend, it just feels like, I may not be able to scalp out here. I might get trapped. We do have a sort of micro double top here. Jonathan Hospital wants to know what I'm using for my panda face. Time and time again, people think I'm not a panda. This is just my face. All kidding aside, it's a program called Animes. Russell H says you'd be in a monster runner if you took that second entry short back in the trading range. So the second entry short here, this is what he's talking about, A, B, C, and saying that if I just took this short, I would be in a monster runner. But I mean, it'd be hard to take. I mean, once you make the scalp, are you going to hold it back? Because it comes back to take out your runner here. And so hard to say. I mean, I don't know. I probably wouldn't be holding it this long. I'm thinking bottom trading range back to the top of trading range until proven otherwise. It's hard to time that. Amazingly, we do have a two-legged pullback that does end up scalping out here. Absolutely incredible on a terrible signal bar. The worst signal bar you can imagine, right? Bull bar ending on its high. It's just no setups for me. And it's working out for us now, but I mean, in another day, that's not going to work out for you. we potentially have a lower high setup here that I may be interested in. And I like this lower high setup more than any setup so far, if we can get it. So if we do trigger above here and make another second entry short, I'll be looking to go short, and you know, I could get burned, but that's a setup that I would feel most comfortable with, looking for a new low here. But I want a lower high second entry short, A, B, C, a lower high second entry short, right? 2 pushes up, reversal. If you guys don't know, there's 2 types of second entries, right? There's this 2-legged pullback, right? The traditional 2-legged pullback, and then reverses. And then you have a variation which looks like this. It's a higher low second entry, right? Still, right? They both had 2 pushes up, but this breaks the previous pivot. This one does not break the previous pivot. It's easy for us to find lower high second entries because the number will be greater than 1. If the number is greater than 1, then it's a lower high second entry, right? And on the other side, if the number is greater than 2 or greater than 1, then it's a higher low second entry here. So we might not end up getting our setup here, so who knows. So with the indicator also helps you find lower high and higher low setups. Not only does it help you find second entries, but helps you with a bunch of things. Gives you alerts as well, right? I have alerts running right now on. Do I have an alert on this? I haven't heard it in a while. Maybe I turned my alert off here. No, I have an alert here. So there's a trap, right? Trap alert on the 10,000 tick chart. Elliot Dave Fry says, "Weird to use a program to replace your real panda face with a different panda face." Actually, this is just a filter. It's like a beauty filter, you know. Michael McFerrin asks, "Where did you say to find the hotkey setup?" You can go to my channel, and if you search in my channel Ninja Trader settings or just settings, you can find it. So we got this big push down, and now we have that new low and potential reversal here again, and just always on guard for the reversals. But with a strong downtrend like this, it's just kind of hard to trade in my opinion. Right, just like this trading range when you're like, it cannot last that long. Right, this downtrend is happening. You're saying it cannot last that long. You know, it's just tricky. You know, the thing is, like, every time it breaks down, this is the tendency. Breaks down, choppiness, trading range. Right, it comes back to the top, retest. Breaks down, choppiness, trading range, comes back to the top, retest of this trading range. Breaks down, choppiness, and now let's see what happens. This is a lower high setup, but it's not a second entry short. Good signal bar too. Pandas, make sure you scalp that like button. We got that 300 like goal today. Let's see if we can get it. Shiny asks, "Am I a bad person for shorting Nasdaq and hoping for Russia to start a war?" I don't know if that makes you a bad person. I guess at the end that makes you a bad person, because war at the end will kill, you know, thousands and thousands of people, and you're gonna make maybe like a couple $1,000. I don't think there's anything wrong taking advantage of the fact that it does that, because you're not causing the war. But I don't think you want to hope for war. I guess it depends. All right, we have a second entry short here. Now we're completely sideways, and it's hard to take a short here, even though it's a decent setup for potentially. It's a lower high second entry short here, and I feel like if I take it, I'm gonna get burned. I'm just gonna get burned. We're still below the 20 MA. It's a terrible signal bar. You're thinking like this is gonna reverse here, but because you have to break a trend to new low. Am I looking for a long trade? I'm actually still looking for a short trade, Pandas. I'm not actually looking too long still. It's just hard to say. Hard to trade this, in my opinion. Wonky F asks, hi, do you trade full time? I do not. Ooh, second entry short. In choppiness. Pandas, I can't take this trade. I'm sorry. It's too sideways. It's too sideways. We're below the 20 MA though. It's a little too sideways for me, and it is what it is. So I'm sitting on my pause here. It is a second entry short that I would like to take, but I can't. Too choppy. Too sideways. No clear direction. Like, you want to take second entry shorts when you have a clear direction, because what you're trying to do is essentially you're just trying to have a continuation pattern. There's no continuation pattern here. I don't know if this is going to reverse here, or we're going completely sideways at this moment, and we have the trading range indicator also marking us a trading range here. So hard for me to go short into that. In fact, this will probably trigger and stop you out, and then I will probably take the reversal if this trap fails, but it seems like this might have a strong push up now. Like, I'll be sweating bullets. I'll be sweating. You're still in this trade actually, but I'll be sweating bullets right now. You have like a 99% chance. Yep. So you got stopped out right there. Right. If I took that second entry short. So I skipped that trade because it's just too sideways. And so many times on the stream, right, I would skip a trade like this and that would work out for us. But there's just one time such as this where where it doesn't work out, and then, so you save yourself. Man, that's a failed trap here. Now I want to go short. Now I want to go short here. We're above the 20 MA, top of this small trading range here. Scalps out. I'm a little too hesitant. But after this trap fails, I was thinking maybe going short, but just to scalp this mini trading range here. Fortunately, I hesitated way too much. Couldn't get a piece of that. Just watching.
10,000 tick trap.
Trap on the 10,000 tick chart. Yeah, I wanted that short here. That's a short I wanted. Or failed trap, or failed breakout of this trading range. Continue the original trend. That was a better setup there, but I was a little too hesitant. I was thinking maybe it might make an L4 setup. 4 pushes up. 1 more push up.
10,000 tick trap.
I've been burned by that before as well. So Pandas, let me ask you in the chat. This reversal here, right, actually does fail. It doesn't give you much more than a point. Why do you think this reversal fails here? When you actually have this downtrend break a trend to new low, a reversal setup that could potentially be a nice swing trade, why does this swing fail here? Let me know in the chat what you guys think. I'm curious, because for me, I was already expecting for this trap to fail, but I was expecting a trap but expecting the trap to fail. I just didn't know if it was going to fail one more time, and I was very hesitant to enter that. But yeah, I could have taken the chances here. But why does this reversal actually not really work out, right? Why doesn't it actually give you a swing trade at least? Let me know in the comments what you think. I almost want to take this trap trade to the downside here. I actually want to take a trap trade, but just skipping all these other setups here, like I'd be little reckless just to go short here. But I almost want to take a trap trade to the short side, thinking we're just in a strong downtrend. Has been proven, right, confirmed, right, with another breakdown here. And I almost want to go short here, thinking that we have a nice push down with this trap trade, but I'm gonna skip it. And I'm pretty sure this is gonna give us a nice scalp here, but skipping it because it's not close to any key area. Yep, so this trap does scalp out, and because it's just such a strong downtrend right now. A lot of feedback from you guys on why this reversal actually fails and actually continues to trend. And if, in fact, we get a reversal on the other side, right, with a failed reversal here, this is why I wanted to go short on this reversal. But a little reckless because it's not close to any key area, but I like that trade a lot. Why does it fail here? Well, in my opinion, right, when you're looking at this downtrend, it's actually a lot stronger than you think. You're not actually looking forward to reverse this at this point. You're actually, well, here I'm scared because of the the fact that you could get trapped out, basically because it's going so sideways. But this trap does not surprise me, nor does this trap failing surprise me. In fact, that's what I was anticipating the entire time. I just wasn't sure if it was going to give me an L4 setup, one more push up. I was a little hesitant. That's because of that. But in any regard, I just wasn't thinking this is going to be a strong reversal because, right, we had already multiple failed reversals. And so, and when I say failed reversals, at spots where we should have reversed, we didn't reverse, right? We have this H4 setup, we should reverse here, doesn't do so. Okay, we'll give it a chance. And so now we have this reversal here, chance here, right? If we're going to say any type of breakup trend, right, but it doesn't happen, right? We could say this is the first breakup trend to new low, and we're looking for a reversal here. It doesn't happen. And so we have two times where the reversal should have happened, never happened. And not only that, pandas, when we look at the price action, right, we have these huge gaps here. We have huge gaps that are not being filled or being close to being filled, right? These are gaps here in the market, right? These blue boxes. What I mean by gap is that we have the bottom of this candle here and the breakdown, and the retracement or the pullback doesn't come close to even filling it. So when we see this downtrend, it's a lot stronger than it might seem. Even though it has this consolidation, right, this downtrend is a lot stronger than it seems. So with the price action, when we're seeing all these gaps here, you got to take that into consideration, see how strong this downtrend actually is. There is a gap here as well, and it hits it perfectly.
10,000 tick trap.
Right, takes out those runners who are in this runner here. It takes out those runners and continues the downtrend. So for me, after this breakup trend here, even if you made a new low, in my opinion, it doesn't seem like we're looking for reversals here. It looks like we're going to be looking for more reasons to go short. So you have to ask yourself, when should I look for reversals? Like, when is a trend in a place where we should look for reversals? If you have all those gaps there, you don't want to necessarily look for reversals. Now, how should my channel look like here? If I use these two pivots from the very beginning here, probably just simply include this now. Include this price action and just include this and make this my channel. And that's straight out from Al Brooks. You know, when you want to look for how strong a trend is, look for gaps. If you have gaps, a bunch of gaps here, then the trend is probably very strong. Again, another gap was formed here. Right? There's no retracement of this big breakdown candle. So we're getting another gap here. This trend line is a little tricky. I'm not sure if I want to put my trend line like here, saying this is a break a trend and potentially new low, but like I said, I'm not really looking for reversal patterns right now. Higher time frames continually making traps, right? 1, 2, 3 traps on the 10,000 tick chart. You know, what ends up happening, it ends up being traps, right, on the higher time frames. This kind of price action. The 5-minute strong bear bar with follow through. Wow. This is actually insane. On the 5-minute, there have been 0 reversals, as in there's no candle that broke the previous candle's high. Has not happened one time yet on the 5-minute chart. If you guys are wondering why I haven't entered any trades, just go back to the stream, rewind, and go to the areas where you had these two-legged pullbacks, right? One right here, that all work out. I explained exactly why I didn't enter those trades. I explained why I didn't enter this trade as well, right? Because we're just going two sideways. Even though it does work out, I explained why I didn't enter this trade that actually fails and traps you out, but ends up the very next one works out for you, which is the setup I was looking for, but a little too hesitant. I was looking for maybe potentially L4 setup. So I'm just sitting on my pause here. Watch it. I may take a second entry short here, Panis. It's late in trend, but I may take a scalp here if we get a good signal bar. And if this like breaks way above the 20 MA, it creates a moving average gap, then I'll reassess. A strong bull bar ending on its high, starting to reassess this second entry short here. May actually take a failed second entry short here because this one fails and attempts again. It's a higher chance for this one to work out because this one failed here. I would take a failed second entry short here if we get it. We're above the trend line, above the 20 MA now. Plus, we had a failed one here, and the next one that happens, higher chance for it to work out. We're going to try to come and fill this gap. There's a gap here still. I'm trying to fill it. I'll take a fail against a short here because I like the setup. Context is not that bad either. We get a micro double bottom. Okay, so we may get a fail against a short here. Looking to go long here. So waiting for this candle to finish. We're above the 20 MA, looking for fails against a short here. Looking for a scalp. Just a scalp here. That timed that perfectly. Right when the candle finished, it got a strong push down. Looking maybe to fill this gap here. Micro double bottom. Those traders who saw this came out break even here, in my opinion. Coming out break even, maybe break even +1. And they're probably coming out because they saw this strong bull bar thinking, oh boy, this could be a reversal here. And I'm going to try to enter this trade, trying to get those trap traders who didn't come out break even. Let's see if we can get a nice push up here. Let's go, baby. Easy peasy, easy. I almost want this to marinate a little bit. I want this to marinate just a little bit. There we go. Got a little let the candle finish at least. Let's see if we can get a nice runner here because this is a potential reversal spot. And this one failing made this one even more tempting to take a second attempt to reverse here. Looks like I'm about to get stopped out though. All good. Let's go, baby. Easy peasy, easy money. Let's get that bamboo. First trade of the day. Took forever, but I was patient. I wanted the trade that I wanted to come to me. I did not chase this trade. I wanted this trade to come to me, and I got it. And I was in complete control of the setup that I liked. And once I saw it, I took it. One that I really liked. Boom. We got a nice trap trade there. I'm wondering if this is going to work for a swing trade. I wouldn't be surprised if it does. Here's a swing trade. It comes all the way up here. It stops out your runner, but you know, if you're swing trading this, you're still in this trade. I'm curious to see if we're gonna get a swing trade here. But who knows? Let's go, baby. You get stopped out now, right? Because if your stop was one tick below here, you got stopped out right there as a swing trader. Being ultra patient here, ultra patient. It's not about being like a maverick and entering every possibility and even getting every single one. You know, in my opinion, it's the one that trading is about finding the setup that you like. You know, hits everything you like, and for you, if it fails, you're just like, you don't even feel bad because you're like, man, that was a good setup. I don't even mind losing that one. It was just such a good setup. I liked it. So, you know, those are the setups you want to enter in. We're getting a little two-legged pullback here. a little too leggy, but I don't know if we're going to continue an uptrend. Seeing how there's no follow through, right? This trap, no follow through, and so no follow through. It's a little hard to think we're gonna keep going up. This is making hidden second entry short or hidden second entry long. Right, it does poke above and poke below, so in one bar we had 2 reversals. Actually ends up being a technical second entry long. Would I trade a short trade to the downside here? Maybe. I almost would trade almost anything short still. The fact that we still didn't fill this gap kind of amazes me. If we get a trap trade to the short side, I'll take it. Right, a failed second entry long, I'll take a short trade here. Just for a scalp. I don't know. Actually, in my opinion, it might need a new high here. It might need to break this high because, in my opinion, this trend line looks like this. We could technically have break a trend here to new high. Yeah. Regardless, it's not much of a setup here right now. Big push down. Below the 20 EMA. Can't go long here. In my opinion, you can still go short here. In my opinion, you can still have a chance to go short. I don't know if I like the trap here. It's just a very high chance though, so maybe I'll just go with the scalp. Now it's getting too far away from the 20 MA. Just a strong push down. Another failed reversal attempt. Right, this one failed to swing. This one failed, right, to swing as well. This failed to reverse. And typically, what happens when it fails to do the thing it should do, the opposite is there's a kind of a violent reaction to the other side, because basically you're getting trapped, right? You're basically, all the swing traders are trapped now, and so when the swing traders basically get out of their positions, you have the force of both, people who want to trade that direction and those who lost the trade covering. You just have the force of both of the bulls and bears in one spot. That's why it happens that's why the opposite reaction is typically very violent. Make sure you guys scalp that like button. Let's go, baby. 130 likes. Not even halfway there, pandas. Boy, oh boy. Potential trap trade to the downside here. If you're gonna tempt me, I gotta. This is such temptation. This is such temptation. Boy, oh boy. Don't want to go short here to the bottom of the trading range. Outside bar reversal. Skipping the outside bar reversal. I wouldn't be surprised if it makes a point, but it's not ideal for me. Outside bar reversal. Just watching though. No setups here. That does create an outside bar reversal on a trap trade. And that's why I don't like to take outside bar reversals, because what ends up happening is you're actually trading into a trading range. You're trying to trade a breakout of a trading range, a small trading range. Though it's small, it's still a trading range. And so that's why you have this movement back up here, because you're getting overlapping bars now. 2 overlapping bars. More chance for this to work out, obviously, if you end the bar like this, for this trap to work out. it's another attempt down, and you're technically still safe, and you can come up break even now, but most likely people are holding this trade to go short, keep the short trade. I'm just sitting on my pause. I just don't like this. I don't like this movement here. Just move up, move down, move back up, move back down. Too choppy for me. You know, within 3 bars, you had like complete reversals like 4 or 5 times. Makes me think people are buying with limit orders now, thinking they're just gonna try to keep buying limit orders down here, trying to come back up. That's what I'm thinking. That's what it looks like. That's what it feels like. But who knows? It could have a big push down, and so be it. On to the next. There's always another trade, pandas. There's always another trade, and it's probably better than the one that you're looking at. You're actually still trapped here if you went on the outside bar reversal. That's why I don't take them, right? This move down, move up, move down, move back up, move back down, move back up, right? It's trading range. That's all the price action that happened in these last 4 bars. Completely retracing itself. It's still technically safe. You're still technically in this short if you took the outside bar reversal. Right? Your stop loss is up here. You missed it by 1 tick. Michael B says, I go for $500 per day using 2 contracts and copy to 10 accounts. That's the dream right there. Now, most people don't know with Apex, you know, if you have 4 accounts open, that right there is essentially what you can do is whatever you make per day on 1 account is you can multiply that by 1,000, and that's how much you make at the end of the year if you only have 4 accounts. Now, if you have 8 accounts, you multiply that by 2,000. And so whatever you make per day on average is how much you can make at the end of the year. So let's say you make, let's do something very feasible, $200 a day, okay? If you have 4 accounts and you're making $200 a day, that means at the end of the year, you make $200,000, right? You multiply 200 by 1,000. The reason the math works is because you do 4 times, right, 250, which is how many trading days there are in a year, right? That's 1,000, and 1,000 times the average per day. And that means that with just $200 a day, you can make $200,000 a year with 4 accounts. If you have 8 accounts, that turns to $400,000 a year. Now, if you have 10 accounts, obviously it's a little more than that, but you know, what would that be? That would be 500. You know, you got 0.25 more, 0.5 more. So, what if you have making $200 a day? You can make $500,000 a year with just trading, just making $200 a day. If you have 10 accounts with Apex, and that's the beauty of Apex and the funded accounts. Like, you have this idea that you can really make some serious money. This trap fails here, so I'm not looking to go short. I'm actually looking to go long one more time here if it happens. With the failed trap here, typically the reversal is strong. So let's see if we get a reversal here. I'll look to go reverse here.
$10,000 tick trap.
Trap potential in 10,000 tick chart. This is getting very choppy right now. Very choppy. So if you enter that trap trade, you actually got trapped on this trap trade, and then finally comes down and makes your scalp right there. Very choppy, very tricky in my opinion. So I'm just sitting on my pause. And so honestly, like with Apex, I mean the initial investment is so little, right? Especially with the code, right? If you use the code on the bottom of your screen, that that seems like a dream, right? It seems like something that you cannot achieve. But to be honest, it's very achievable with a very small investment, in my opinion. But you have to be able to trade, right? You have to be consistent. That's the caveat.
10,000 tick trap.
Yep. And day trading like a predator says leverage works both ways. But the beautiful thing about it is that if it works both ways, you're protected because you're not trading your money. So that's why Apex, even though it works both ways, there's only upside really. The only downside you have is basically you lose money on your evaluation fees, whatever fees that you pay, you lose that money. As in, like, you lose it because you're spending it. So even on the stream, making one good scalp is good enough for me. All right, pandas. Looks like this price action is not something I want to participate in, and so we're gonna go ahead and end this stream. Hope everyone got their bamboo today, and you know, it's great to trade with you guys. And I will see you guys bright and early tomorrow morning, and yeah, 9 o'clock for the pre-market show and 9:15 for the mainstream, and I'll see you guys then. Hope everyone got their bamboo today. Let's throw one more up for you guys, for all those who got their bamboo. As always, happy trading. God bless. Bye.